Hey Aries, this is going to be your general reading from July 1st to the 15th. I'm so sorry that I was a little bit late getting your video out. Long story, so I won't go into it. But I'm really excited to see your energies for this reading. I'm really excited. So I feel like you have some good things coming in here for you. So with that being said, if you're looking for a personal reading, you can go to goldenphoenixrising.com. You can also email me at goldenphoenixreadings@gmail.com. Please like and subscribe. You don't know how much it means to me. I'm trying to grow my channel. Very close to getting monetized right now. So that's super exciting for me. And I love all of you guys for all your likes and support. So wow, okay, so in your past energy, your first card, okay, so that's a High Priestess. In order for it to really feel the energy of the High Priestess, there's a part of you that has to learn how to go with the flow. You have to learn how to take what comes in as it happens instead of trying to plan, trying to strategize. It's a connection that you have with your space, your environment, where you notice things as they happen in the moment. And when you feel positive energy, you move towards it. When you feel something negative, you move away from it. And I feel that very strongly with you, that in your recent past, there was a flow with things that you were learning to adapt to change with, instead of trying to force everything. So your second card is the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is endings. So that was immediately what came to my mind, was the ending of something. And it was something that didn't serve you anymore. And it was like you're in your environment, seeing this negative energy coming towards you, feeling it. Learning this art of discernment in the moment and seeing it, as it was happening, and thinking, this isn't for me, and it's time to move away from it. It's time to recognize what that is. Okay, so that's in your higher self position. So that was something that you had to tap into, that was a deep inner knowing, to recognize this energy that was in your environment at the time that no longer served you. Okay, let's see what's coming in your subconscious below. As above, so below, Spirit. As above, so below. The Lovers. Okay, so this was, your subconscious was telling you to make a choice in the moment, and it was a difficult choice. So the Lovers is a card of connections with other people, but sometimes it can be a very difficult connection. Now it's a connection that's meaningful. It can be a karmic connection that you're attached to, and it has lessons to be learned within that intermingling of this relationship. And so, but ultimately there was a choice to be made that has something to do with your higher self, that has far-reaching implications. Especially since there's two major arcanas that came up in this three parts of your reading here. Okay, so I'm going to look at incoming energy. This is going to be a part of your reading that this is not your energy. This could be the energy of your environment. Sorry, a card fell on the ground. Let's see what it is. Okay. So this is not your energy. This is the energy of your environment. This is the Five of Cups. There was somebody that was in your environment at this moment, when you, I mean, it's also like the Ten of Swords, meaning endings, but it was a painful ending. Okay, so it was feeling like you got stabbed in the back by somebody. Somebody hurt you in that moment, and the person in your energy has the energy of the Five of Cups, which is like, if you look at this character, there's 5 cups in the picture. There's 3 cups that are spilt, and there's 2 cups behind them that are full or standing up straight. And the cups that are spilt represent kind of like a negative thought pattern. They represent seeing like all the negativity in your environment. And if they turned around again, then they would see these cups that are full, where there is positive stuff going on, but they don't notice it at the time. You can see this character, their head is down, they're protecting themselves with their cloak, and so they're feeling like they're being attacked. And this person that you were interacting with, where you had to make a choice, was feeling like they were being attacked at the time, and they felt a lot of negativity coming from you. Now, whether or not that was reality or not, or the truth, that's a different story, but that was their perception, and that was the energy at the time. Just saw the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. That's a burden. This person was a heavy burden in your life, or became one. I don't think they always were, like not in the beginning of the relationship, but at a certain point you come to recognize that they became a burden to you. Okay, so let's see what's going to come out in the outcome position. Spirit, please and thank you. Okay, I'm going to take it. Okay, so the Fool. So the outcome is that you're going to move on to a new beginning. You're going to walk away essentially, and you're going to move towards something different with this person. Okay, so it's going to lead you to a very powerful new beginning in your life. Okay. So Spirit, bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. So this particular person was a bit of an authoritative structure, offered authoritative structure in your life at one point in time. And this was something that was useful to you at one point in time in your life. They brought in a structure. But it was, over time, it became an overbearing structure to you. As you move through these energies of the Hierophant throughout your life, you started to be able to somewhat rise above that 3D materialist structure that they brought about, that was conforming to group settings. Like it's also like the Hierophant can be conforming to a group dynamic in order to appease that person or that group dynamic, right? So it's like, okay, I'll go to the party because everybody else wants me to, even though maybe I don't feel like it today, but I'm going to do it just to kind of like, just to make things not like easier on them and maybe easier on yourself. And sometimes that's not necessarily a bad decision depending on the circumstance. And at one point in time, that was something that you willingly participated in. However, that started to become a burden on you, and it started to no longer serve you, almost like you were rising above that hierarchy and getting to a stronger, better place. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, Spirit, let's clarify the High Priestess. Let's do it. Clarify the High Priestess for me, please, and thank you, Spirit. What is this connection with the divine? Okay, so the Father of Wands. Okay, so this is the King of Wands energy. This is an independent, passionate sense of self. And also like messages coming in from to divine. This was like a guided event. Something guided you towards this confrontation, this moment that came into your sphere. So this wasn't an accident. This was, I feel like, a guided moment. Ten of Swords, Spirit, please and thank you. Please clarify Ten of Swords. Is that the Ten of Swords again? 1, 2, 3. This is a bit, sometimes I get mixed up with this deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords again. The Ten of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Swords. Oh, Spirit, you're funny. So let's just look at the imagery of both of these cards and like compare it, right? So this is a bull that's being pierced. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bull being pierced by these 10 swords. Like the bull energy is like that controlling, somewhat Aries energy. Like, so Aries energy, I think in the positive sense can be that energy that moves you forward in a project, that I wouldn't say aggression, but in its positive sense, it's positive aggression, like in the sense that you're gonna like win the soccer match, or you're gonna root for the team that you want, or be in a collective that's all moving in like the same direction, right? And so in some aspects, in certain circumstances in your life, that Aries energy can serve you, but in its negative aspect, it can move into a controlling nature. It can move into this dominating structure, right, of the Hierophant. And so, it can move into a dominating feeling, right, of something, of that bull overpowering, like that group, maybe that group of women, right? The bull might control all of the herd. And there's a 10 swords piercing through it, right? So there's two things. There's a yin and there's a yang going on here. And one of these things is that to that person, and look, these energies, so you can flip positions depending on what resonates with you. But let's say that you're in the position of you're stabbing the bull. You're saying to that authoritative energy, no more, that's it. I'm stabbing this and I'm walking away, okay? But then also you can take it from the other perspective as the person being stabbed, right? Oh, sorry, just a moment. I'm just gonna pause the video. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to pause the video. I can't unplug, I guess I could unplug my landline, but it's not like shutting off your cell phone, right? So anyways, what I was saying is that from the other person's perspective is it's getting like stabbed in the back, but it's an ending for them, right? So they have to learn that them making attempts to overpower that person needs to stop. Okay, and maybe they got that message in that moment. So I guess rightfully so, I guess the energy, and I didn't think about this as I started explaining it, but now I see that, is that these are two people getting into a clash, right? From the Lovers card, and they both felt the same outcome. Okay, they both felt bad. Nobody won. Right? Nobody won in this situation. Nobody won. Well, you can win if you can pull the lesson from the event. Okay? All right, Spirit. Okay, so just at the bottom of the deck was the Three of Swords, right? I think both people, the result of it was a broken heart, right? Okay, the Lovers. Spirit, please and thank you. Let's clarify the Lovers. With some heavy energy. Let's see where this is leading. Okay, so this is the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. Both of you were very passionate, are very passionate people. Now, if this is a romantic relationship that we're talking about, this was a very passionate relationship between two people, okay? Now, if this had to do with a work relationship, let's say it was you and your boss getting into a conflict, or you and a coworker, both of you approached this situation like you were very passionate and you were very adamant about the position that you held, and you were trying to convince the other person to agree with you. Now, let's say it's an personal conflict, and we're talking about a fight that you got into with a friend or a family member. Same thing goes. It was like a passionate moment where you were saying your position and they were saying theirs, and both of you were very passionate about where you stood and thought you were right. Okay, Five of Cups. Let's please clarify, Spirit. Let's clarify the Five of Cups, please and thank you. Much appreciated, Spirit, for this reading. Oh my goodness. Okay, Spirit, that's a lot of cards. Let's see, we've got all of those. I think there's 5 out here altogether. Okay, let's see where this goes. So I feel like I'm going to take these cards first. Okay, we've got the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Swords. This was somebody at one point in your life that brought a lot of joy to you. There was periods of the relationship working really well for each other. And there was a spark, there was a moment, you had a moment of clarity about how you were evolving and changing in your life. And you needed to change internally who you were, and you felt drawn towards that. And that was like a spark from the divine. Like if you don't recognize or know that there was something guiding you in that, I'm confirming right now that there is. There was something guiding you in that internal change, and you had to make a choice to move in a new and different direction. And that direction that you were moving into when you started out on your journey was blind. You did not know or see where it was that you were going to. Okay, Patience, Temperance, and the Emperor. Okay, so this is a separate energy from this, and I'm feeling like the message that I'm getting here from Spirit is to have patience with this person. That their energy, as well as yours actually, is coming up as the Emperor. Okay, so somebody very much in control. Very much, like that Aries energy. And Spirit is asking you to have more flexibility and patience in the moment. Now, you don't have to go out and do anything or be anything different, but just internally try to create that patience, that level of patience. Okay, let's see these two. The World and the 5 of Wands. So this conflict brought about very new, profound insights into how you particularly act or want to act and behave in the world. The true insight was this was a controlling energy, and that if you removed yourself from it and you escaped, and Spirit's preference would have been, that you escaped with temperance and patience and maybe just slipped out the back door instead of getting into this conflict. In some ways, well, maybe not their preference. This was, I think, a fated event. So I don't know if you could have completely escaped it. Maybe you could have got out of it without, with keeping like the level of words, down to at a certain level. But it was the event that led you to end this cycle, which is this new beginning, this Fool that's coming in. So that was the event. So let's see where this is heading, right? So now let's clarify the Fool and see, so Spirit, where is this going to bring Aries? Where is this going to bring Aries? Nine of Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so Spirit doesn't want to let us know yet. It led you to a pretty dark place, but you need to climb your way out of it. There's something around the corner that you don't see right now. Spirit, let's get some more clarity on that, please, and thank you. Okay. Sorry, my son that was my son. It wasn't Spirit, okay? Jakey, I'm in the middle of the video. Leave it, no. Okay, so Spirit, let's clarify these Nine of Wands. The wounded warrior. The wounded warrior. So I believe you were wounded by this event. Oh my goodness, Spirit. You can't flip that many cards. Okay, energy coming in, the Magician. You're going to learn how to manifest from this event. 10 of Pentacles. So you're going to have a lot of wealth and abundance coming in as a result of this. The Queen of Cups, love. This is the Knight of Cups, which also means that there's somebody else coming into your environment that's going to be bringing love in for you. The Four of Swords, which is learning to go in, patience, calmness, and that direct connection to the divine. Three of Swords, broken heart. Four of Cups, not accepting the message from the divine. So let me just clarify that for myself. This internal, like when you're going in, inside, it's going to help you to understand the source, the real source of your broken heart. And at the moment, I think that you haven't always been ready to accept and receive from the divine, but that's going to change because then you've got the Star card, okay? So, which is you're going to start moving towards your North Node, your divine purpose, your soul purpose in life, and that's going to transmute into the home. The Four of Wands. And it's going to help you to understand this source of this feeling of lack and sadness in your life. And the last card is the Sun. Okay, the highest energy in the tarot deck. Wow, that was a lot of cards, Spirit. So it's going to help you figure out where this Five of Pentacles comes from, where this Four of this Four of Cups, this lack of receiving comes from, and where this broken heart comes from. Okay. So that's wonderful, Aries. Okay, Aries, I am so sorry. Basically, life does happen to me sometimes. We can't control everything going on in our environment. But, okay, so that being said, I think that I got through these cards, which I really think that there was a really clear message that Spirit gave us. Let's just look what's on the bottom of the deck here. Okay, so this is Seven of Swords. So there's two energies going on here. The person that you got into the conflict has the Seven of Swords energy, liar, cheater, stealer, but also you do as well. In the sense that Seven of Swords can be very independent energy. And it can also be about, just trying to get away from the scene, right? With something intact. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay, let's see if we've got some more advice from Spirit. Let's see what kind of messages Spirit wants to bring in for you, Aries. Messages for Aries, please and thank you. Goddess, healing feminine energy. Okay, so I do believe that Spirit's going to bring in some healing for you in this situation, and I do think that as difficult as this situation was for you, this is a needed positive step in your own personal evolution. Okay, more messages, please, Spirit. Okay, I got two cards that flipped, so I'm going to take them both. The first is communication. Okay, so trying to learn how to communicate with people more effectively, and I think that there's a big lesson for you in this circumstances, and I think that you got it. I think that the lesson is learned. And solitude. Okay, so take some time for yourself. Take some time for some personal healing. For this healing energy from Spirit to come in. Because although you might think like, oh yeah, I walked away and a day later it's over. I don't think it's over yet. In a sense it's over, but the energy is going to come back around. There's some unfinished business. That's how I would describe it. Observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. Okay, so observe the larger dynamic that happened in this situation. There's more than just a conflict here. There's something bigger going on, the underlying energies, how those energies came together to try to move you forward and to move this other person forward into something new and better for both of you. Pull a dragon for you. Advice from Spirit for Aries, please and thank you. Okay, let's see what this one is. Air and Fire Dragon. Expand your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion, right? So what was holding, so you were being held back by this person, which is why their energy no longer served you, at least the way that you guys were sitting with each other at the moment, at that particular time. It was no longer serving you because it was preventing you from expanding in your creative energy at the time. And so what Spirit's trying to tell you is that it's time now, since you've gotten out from underneath this person's thumb, it's now time to expand because you have a whole universe and a whole space to expand into, because you've learned how to not let those things constrain you anymore. So that's wonderful. That is a blessing, Aries. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay, so trust your internal feelings. The niggle saying it's not over with this person. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but this is going to come back around. And it's meant to. It's meant to. There's unfinished business here. Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? This is a time for you to take care of yourself. Okay, so that's immediate energy that you need to move into, is really nurturing and learning how to love and appreciate yourself in this moment, and to be grateful to yourself for how you stood up for yourself in the situation. Tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Oh, you got a few cards here. Okay. Manifestation. Be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on a piece of paper. Manifestation is step 1. Shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Okay, and so the last one is music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift the soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So I find it funny that there was a couple of cards that came up regarding music, and then there's also this creative spirit, right? So that maybe for you, one of your passions is through music, and that is how your creative outlet, or alternatively, you love music and you love listening to music, and there's going to be some creative energy produced through listening to the music that you love. Okay, so Aries, that is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I loved it. So thank you so much for listening today. Light and love, and I want you to have an amazing day.